Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. The government of Karnataka has said lawmaker Prajwal Ravana will be arrested if he did not present himself before investigators. The MP, a member of the Janata Dal Secular, is in the center of a sexual abuse row after a large volume of videos was made public this week. Separately, a female cook at his home has accused him and his father of abusive behavior against her and her daughter. According to reports, Ravana took off on a trip to Germany a day after the scandal broke out. He said the abuse videos were morphed and the truth will prevail soon. The Congress party's Priyanka Gandhi criticized what she called the silence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the matter. As the state of Karnataka is poised to hold the second round of voting, the Election Commission staged an awareness program for voters using a hot air balloon. The program kicked off in Belgavi and it was inaugurated by election officers and state officials. The awareness program will continue till the weekend before polling takes place in 14 constituencies in the state next. A resident in Belgavi said, "The hot air balloon is a unique idea and it will create curiosity and people will read the messages on the balloon." The campaign is aimed at encouraging citizens to vote in the polls after the turnout hovered around just 60% in the first round of voting in the state's urban areas. Modi's BJP is an electoral ally of the JDS in Karnataka, which is in the midst of an election to choose members for the next parliament. The Congress party's top leaders have held their final round of talks on choosing candidates for the high-profile seats, Amethi and Raebareli in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Rahul Gandhi and the party's president Malik Arjun Kharge went into discussion just hours before the deadline to announce nominations run out. There's speculation that Gandhi would contest in one of them, but his sister Priyanka Gandhi, who is facing growing calls to contest in the polls, appears to have firmly decided not to run for parliament. Congress party workers have demanded that members of the Gandhi family contest in both seats, traditionally held by them. In the last election, Rahul Gandhi lost to federal minister Smriti Irani in Amethi, and his mother Sonia Gandhi is not seeking re-election in Raebareli. Schools in Delhi conducted normal classes on Thursday, a day after bomb threats forced them to evacuate students amid widespread confusion. Security was tight at schools as they reopened, and some reports said attendance was low. A few schools remained shut for a second day as a precaution. Police said they are trying to trace the emails that said bombs were planted at schools in Delhi. Reports said police have linked some emails to an IP address in Russia. According to reports, more than 200 schools were searched, and it was found that the bomb threat was fake. The government of Delhi in its advisory urged schools to regularly check their emails and report any threat to the authorities. Madurai city in Tamil Nadu is the latest to join the heatwave map of India after the temperature hit 41 degrees Celsius on Wednesday. Several other cities have been in the grip of intense heat as the blistering Indian summer continues. A heat wave is a prolonged period of excessively hot weather, typically with high temperatures accompanied by high humidity levels. A heat wave is usually measured against the normal climate of an area during the summer months. But Indian cities are not new to the hot weather. The capital Delhi in particular battles the worst temperature surge during the summer. Cities are also hit by power blackouts during the hot season, affecting life across most of India. Tourists in Kashmir have spoken of difficulties after heavy rainfall cut off the main highways in the region. Large turnout of tourists were seen in Srinagar in recent weeks. The renowned Tulip Garden has drawn hundreds of thousands of visitors from around the world, and the houseboats on Dal Lake have been bustling with people, enjoying the valley's traditional hospitality. But driving rain has severely crippled the road system, leaving some tourists stranded in houseboats. The worst hit were visitors who had bookings on trains departing the region. The local administration has issued advisories urging people to avoid areas near water bodies. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted more thunderstorms, lightning and squalls in and around Kashmir. The UAE has been hit by heavy rains and thunderstorms again, forcing cancellation of several flights. Emirates and Etihad Airlines have cancelled or diverted flights due to the bad weather and issued advisories to air travelers. Reports said in Dubai, the metro train system has extended its operating hours. The Ministry of Interior has recommended remote learning and work, except for essential roles, and closed roads to flood-prone areas. Safety warnings were issued to the public to avoid hazardous areas, and residents have been advised to be cautious, especially when traveling to Dubai International Airport, and to use the metro to avoid delays. The authorities also urged the public not to sail and to stay away from valleys, heavy rains, and low-lying areas. Alan Lichtman, known for predicting the outcome of U.S. presidential elections, has said Joe Biden is in a strong position, but he has not yet made his final prediction for the November polls. Lichtman's model, which has been accurate since 1984, indicates that if 6 or more keys turn against the incumbent, they are likely to lose. Biden, facing a potential challenge from Donald Trump, is down by just 2 keys. Lichtman's keys evaluate factors like economic performance, policy changes, and candidate charisma. Despite a poll favoring Trump on economic issues, Lichtman warns against relying on early polls for predictions, citing their lack of long-term accuracy. His method faced scrutiny after predicting Al Gore's win in the contentious 2000 election, which George Bush ultimately won. Lichtman emphasizes the importance of the broader picture over momentary poll snapshots. Donald Trump has resumed his presidential campaign with rallies in Wisconsin and Michigan, which comes amid his trial at a court in New York. In court, he appeared agitated and was fined for derogatory remarks about the case's participants. At the Wisconsin rally, Trump energetically discussed key campaign issues and criticized the legal proceedings against him, claiming his innocence and alleging judicial bias. He believes the trial will bolster his popularity, a sentiment echoed by his supporters. Trump also condemned the pro-Palestinian protests at U.S. colleges and discussed abortion rights, advocating for state-level decision-making. His campaign activities continue despite the ongoing trial, with his next court appearance set to come soon. In November, Trump and President Joe Biden will face off again in the presidential election. Riot police in Georgia used water cannons and tear gas on demonstrators against a bill that the opposition claimed violated media freedoms. For a second night, thousands of people gathered outside the parliament, carrying the flags of Georgia and the European Union, in protest against a law they believe is influenced by Russia. On Wednesday, lawmakers gave their approval to the contentious Foreign Agent Bill's second reading. The EU is concerned that it would jeopardize Georgia's hopes of entering the Union. Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, stated on Wednesday that she was concerned about the events unfolding in Georgia. Since Georgia was given candidate status for the EU last December, surveys indicate that about 80% of the country's citizens support membership. UN experts are of the view that the killing of 2 Palestinian boys aged 15 and 8 by Israeli soldiers last year could be a war crime. The Israeli army has said the incident, which happened in the West Bank, is under review and emphasized that live fire was used only when necessary. The issue regained focus after a media investigation suggested it was a case of human rights abuse. The West Bank has witnessed increased violence, especially after a Hamas attack on Israel. The Israeli army's confidential rules prioritize non-lethal measures, yet evidence points to excessive force and limited accountability. Last year, 124 children died in the West Bank, intensifying scrutiny of Israeli military actions. During a 45-hour operation in Tulkarm refugee camp, civilians reported threats, vandalism, and a Palestinian fighter's body was mistreated. Experts argue these actions violate international law and may constitute war crimes. Johnson & Johnson has proposed a settlement to resolve most of the 59,000 lawsuits claiming its talc products caused cancer. This third offer aims to end litigation that has affected the company's image and finances. The settlement targets ovarian cancer claims, with the firm setting aside $11 billion for the cases. Last year's settlement proposal, which included lung cancer and mesothelioma claims, is being handled separately. The company, which stopped selling talc-based baby powder in 2020 due to decreased demand over allegations, insists the product is safe. Despite winning most lawsuits, Johnson & Johnson has faced significant losses. The company's previous attempt to settle through bankruptcy court failed when a subsidiary was deemed financially stable. The new settlement has received mixed reactions, with some lawyers suggesting it offer minimal compensation to claimants. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.